What's up, everybody? Wanted to give you a quick reminder because we got a couple of updates. And one is that Jon Jones will be fighting on March 2nd against Anthony Smith. Now, for those of you that don't know who Anthony Smith is, because aside from seeing him in a movie and aside from watching him, I think one time in Bellator, I had no idea who this kid was. And then after Jon Jones beat Gustafsson, he was part of the Fox crew that interviewed Jon Jones. And even in that one, Jon told him, hey, don't use the platform to try to make the fight. Well, he used the platform to make the fight. The fight is made March 2nd. It's going to be in the T-Mobile Arena in Nevada, Las Vegas. Now, that also is a hypothetical on that simply because Jon Jones still has to be cleared by VADA to be licensed in Vegas. Because if you remember, there was trace amounts found in his last drug test, to which, while it was from an old sample, it was not validated via Nevada. Nobody really faults them for that, but it is what it is. Now we're looking at a situation where if it doesn't happen in Vegas, it'll probably be another one that'll be moved to California or somewhere that he can get licensed. Now, what does this mean as far as his legacy and all that good stuff? The thing is, I think this opens the door for Brock Lesnar, Cormier. Because, one, Cormier only has one fight left on his UFC contract. Now, using Brock Lesnar as your go-out mega fight, he's going to make ridiculous money with that fight. But it also opens you up for the renegotiations for Jon Jones Cormier 3 at heavyweight. That is the only fight that I think interests anybody. Jon going up, because he's even stated he walks around at 225. And cutting the 20 pounds is probably a good majority is water. So him making 205 is not a real issue. But Daniel coming down from 240 to 205, that is an issue. And he is completely drained whenever he gets down there. But you're leaving him at his natural weight. And Jon going at his walk-around weight, I believe the skill set still offers the intrigue, because we see that Daniel has the power to end fights at heavyweight with one punch. Now, the reason why I say this, because again, Daniel also said he wanted to fight in March or April. This gives him that opportunity without the pressure of worrying about a Jones fight. And I do believe he, as well as Jones, wants the trilogy. I don't believe either one of them wanted at 205. And I don't think the interest is there at 205. I think the interest is where Daniel's most comfortable at, has not been defeated at, and that's heavyweight. And if Jon Jones, who right now is the only man to ever beat Daniel Cormier, is able to not only beat him at light heavyweight, but to go and beat him again at heavyweight, which would, one, be, again, the only guy that's ever beaten him, and then two, beating him in a spot where he's never been beaten, which is heavyweight. I would love to see that. And also we have a fight that I would want to watch, but not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna have to end up watching the replay, because on January 19th, Henry Cejudo is fighting TJ Dillashaw. Why does that date sound familiar? Because Adrian Broner is fighting Manny Pacquiao on the same night. I'm not paying for two pay-per-views. Just want you to know that. And the one I am watching, if I'm not at, is going to be Manny Pacquiao, Adrian Broner. Now, might not like it, but that's what it is, because I do like boxing. I am a boxing guy. And as well as we're talking about the smaller, quicker fighters. And while I enjoy them, while I enjoyed watching TJ Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt, I'm not really impressed with it because it doesn't keep my interest, because you don't have, to me, that it factor. And by not having the it factor, it kind of takes away from what you're trying to do. So it's one of those where while it's not really a big issue, got a little echo.
big issue.
It's definitely one of those things that you have to have addressed immediately. Because when you're watching these guys, you're looking for technique. You're looking for some things that you generally don't get with the bigger fighters. And with TJ and Cejudo, you have two guys that are good grapplers, but they are also very good with their hands. So you're probably going to end up seeing something where they're getting into more of a boxing match versus an actual wrestling technical match. Now, does it have the opportunity to be a highly technical match? I have no idea why I can't speak today. Yes, because both of these guys are highly skilled. Both of these guys are champions. TJ Dillashaw actually won a belt, lost it, not in a fight. He lost it because of injury, came back, re-won it, and he's defended it. Now, do I like the way he won it and defended it? No, because both times I think Cody was coherent and was able to continue to fight. It was stopped. Can't really blame the referees because, again, he's the guy that's sitting in there. He's 2 inches from these guys. But I don't like the way he won it. Don't like the way he defended it. But he's still the champion. He still earned the spot that he's in. So you can't really knock him for that. And Cejudo beat Demetrius Johnson, the guy who had not lost, the only other champion in that weight class. And they're actually fighting in the lower weight class, which is Cejudo's belt. I like that because Cejudo was saying, you know what, yeah, I'll take on a bigger guy. But that also says to me that he's looking to match skills, and I don't think that's going to be an option for them right now. So while we're looking at it, in one aspect, it's going to be something that can be flourished upon, and kind of not really. But I do hope for it to be a good match. I'm going to watch the replay. So, yeah, don't text me and call me about the results of the fight. And I'm going to turn my alerts off because I'm not letting you do that to me again, UFC. Because I'm watching Pacquiao and Broner. So, that's my take. Jon Jones is fighting Anthony Smith March 2nd. And what's going to happen is, I believe it's going to be an interesting fight because Anthony, while we don't know him or his body of work very well, he's a Texas dude. He's 6'4", 205. He's scrappy. And he said that he was a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. However, the information that I found on him, he is a brown belt. The difference is the skill set and also the time in. Anthony being 30, I don't really know how long he's been in. Is that enough time to get to black belt? Yes. But even as a brown belt, he seems to be proficient on his back. And I think he's kind of guaranteeing or understanding at some point he may end up on his back. So I think the biggest issue he's going to have is dealing with Jon Jones' extra 6 inches in arm reach. Because anytime Jones has been that much of a advantage or had that much of advantage, the only other person that has given him a fight where he had 6 inches or more in arm length advantage is Daniel Cormier. And Daniel Cormier is a world-class wrestler. Anthony Smith is not. While he does have other aspects, he's just as tall. He moves kind of freely. Because again, this is just for the brief instances which I've seen him. And I really don't have a real great recollection of it. I think the fight is interesting. I will be watching the March 2nd. So be on the lookout. Anything that changes or comes up, I'll report. Until then, see you guys soon. Oh, in.